Hey, what's up guys, it's Darius. An iPhone 12 is just around the corner, but in this video I will be taking a look at the iPhone 11 over a year after its release, if it's still worth it, and why you should maybe purchase it over the brand new iPhone 12. The main reason why you would get the iPhone 11 instead of the iPhone 12 is obviously price. It retailed for around $700 US, in some countries a little more, but now, a year after its release, you can get it for a lot cheaper. In the US, for example, there's some deals where you get 2 for 1, and in Europe, you can get it for around 650 euros currently. So in terms of price, it's a no-brainer. iPhone 11 is currently a lot cheaper and will only decline in price when the iPhone 12 is released. The question is now, how is it held up after a year? First, let's have a look at the actual hardware. It's very premium hardware. It's quite a heavy and thick device, a solid one, but not in a bad way. There's some heft to it, and it doesn't feel like it would break easily, which it doesn't. Granted, there are a few scratches on both the front and back. I did not use a case nor a screen protector, and I did drop it a few times. Nothing extreme, but it handled those drops quite well. There's no cracks or scuffs or anything like that, just those scratches. Also, the camera does stick out, but only a tiny bit, which wasn't an issue at all. The cameras are flawless, no scratches whatsoever. Now it does rock a little on the table, which is annoying, but can be fixed with a case. Speaking of the camera, it performed really well. Still one of the best on the market. It has 2 lenses, a regular wide and an ultra wide. Personally, I prefer a telephoto over an ultra wide, but there's no denying that an ultra wide enables some great shots that otherwise would not be possible. The quality is a little inferior compared to the main sensor, but not by much, and the overall image quality is great. It takes sharp, warm images with a ton of dynamic range. What I really like about the cameras on the iPhone 11 is how reliable they are. You open the camera, the viewfinder shows you exactly what the shot will look like, and you snap the image. That's it. On some Android phones, there's a lot of post-processing, so you don't really know what the image will look like before you take it. Most of the time they do come out great, but it involves some guesswork. In terms of low-light photography, it has a very capable night mode, which produces some great results. I'd still say the Pixel is a little better, but this really isn't bad. The only issue I had with the night mode is that you have to keep the subject, as well as the phone, very still, otherwise the shot came out blurry. Compared to the best cameras on current Android flagships, as well as the iPhone 12, does this have a better camera? No, but you still won't be disappointed with the camera on the iPhone 11. Another thing not to be disappointed by is performance. I never had any issues whatsoever, and it's basically as quick as on day one. Yes, iPhone 12 will get a newer A14 chip, but let's be honest, the A13 Bionic is incredible already. The only minor issue I've had with the performance on the iPhone 11 was that in some instances it does get a little warm. RAM management was good as well. It mostly managed to keep all the apps open in the background. One area where it's actually identical to iPhone 12 is the software, because they both run the newest version of iOS 14, which, if you haven't seen before, has gotten a big redesign. You have an app library now, you can add widgets, and can completely change the appearance of your home screen. There's even picture-in-picture support, finally. Some of my favorite features like AirDrop, AirPlay, and continuity are naturally also still present, but all of that is of course not exclusive to the iPhone 11 or the iPhone 12. Apple has a great track record when it comes to software updates. Even fairly old devices still get updates. For example, iPhone 6s, a 5-year-old device, got the update to iOS 14, which is awesome. That means iPhone 11 will also last you a long time and will receive updates for years to come. And this brings me to my video sponsor, Wondershare. Their Dr. Phone worry-free iOS update plan makes upgrading to iOS 14 without data loss as easy as possible. Additionally, you can solve all issues you might have during or after updating to iOS 14 using Dr. Phone System Repair. You can get 40% of the Dr. Phone worry-free iOS update insurance by clicking on the link below. By the way, Wondershare is also giving away a brand new iPhone 12. All you have to do to enter is click on the link in the description below, vote, and leave your email address. It's that simple. The giveaway is open till October 20th. Good luck to you, and thanks again to Wondershare for sponsoring this video. Arguably, iPhone 11's biggest weakness is the display. It has a sub 1080p resolution, it's only LCD, and has fairly big bezels and a massive notch. On paper, it's really not a good display. And having used it for a year now, I can tell you it does not compare to other modern smartphones. I mean, look at this crazy difference. But then again, it's not actually a bad screen. It's very color accurate and gets very bright. The bezels and the notch, however, are not contemporary. iPhone 12 on the other hand will get an upgrade to an OLED panel, which is nice. The resolution is not quite clear yet, but my guess is that it will stay similar. If you really care about your display, iPhone 11 is not for you. iPhone 12 will definitely be an upgrade, but it still won't be top of the line, so it's probably not for you either. A high refresh rate display would be very nice and a reason to upgrade in my eyes, but it won't make its way to the iPhone 12 either. Getting back to that notch though, it houses Face ID, which worked really well. Accuracy over the last year has been excellent. Speed could be improved though. In the age of COVID, a fingerprint scanner would come in quite handy because Face ID does not work while wearing a mask. Still, one of my favorite features is being able to glance at your iPhone, which then shows you the content of your notifications. The only thing they could improve would be the angles, because you do have to be looking at it quite head on for it to work. Let me quickly mention the speakers. They sound very rich and full and get very loud. Also, there's no distortion at high volumes. Overall, media consumption on iPhone 11 was pleasant. Lastly, let's talk about battery life. Thanks to the fairly power efficient CPU, but mainly thanks to the lower resolution panel, battery life was excellent. Over the last year, it lasted me through all but the most intense days, usually with quite a bit to spare. For example, I recently started the weekend on Saturday morning fully charged. I ended the day with around 48% left, and it lasted me all through Sunday till around 6 p.m. with a combined 7 hours of screen on time, which is an amazing result. My usage wasn't particularly heavy. There's no navigating or taking pictures or video, but it's still a great result. On the contrary, charging is subpar. It only does 18 watts quick charging, which gets you around 50% in half an hour. The charger, however, is sold separately. There's only a regular slow charger in the box. This time around, Apple will even get rid of that on the iPhone 12, not including a charging brick at all. Oh, and wireless charging is also present on the 11, but it's not particularly fast either. And one quick thing, if you want or need 5G, you obviously have to go with the iPhone 12 because it's not present on the iPhone 11. I personally don't really care about it, so if you don't either, you can just go with the iPhone 11. So to sum up, a year after its release, iPhone 11 is still a great smartphone. You get very premium hardware that will last you a long time, battery life and performance are top of the line, and you get the latest software with years of update support, and the cameras, while not best in class, are very capable. Additionally, it's quite a bit more affordable now and will only continue to decrease in price. On the other hand, the display and charging technology is not up to par with other current smartphones at its price point. If you're interested in what Samsung's doing, make sure to check out my video on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra by clicking over here. But going back to the iPhone 11, it does stand in the shadow of iPhone 12, which is the better smartphone, but it's also the more expensive one. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. If you're interested in a more budget-oriented iPhone, the iPhone SE, I've done a few videos on those. I'll leave them linked below. Make sure to comment what you think. iPhone 11 versus iPhone 12. Will you be picking up either of the two or not at all? And make sure you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell to not miss any of my upcoming videos, especially on iPhone 12.